Hey guys, Sam here.
And Angela, and welcome to our channel.
In our previous video, we left you with a little teaser that we had a big project coming up, and I guess this is the video to show you and tell you about the big project.
In the last video, we had lots of comments about what could it be. Well, I think Doug got it just about the closest, a monster truck. This thing is a monster.
So that's right, we have ourselves a motorhome or an RV. Now if you're like me and you grew up watching National Lampoons and Cousin Eddie felt more like a real life family member than just a guy on TV, this here was an RV. So sorry if that doesn't fit your terminology. I'm sure I'll mumble and mess it up and call it other things, but for now, the RV term kind of kicks and sticks. Of course, there was also that movie, RV, with Robin Williams.
Yes, it was.
Great adventures ahead.
So tell us a little bit about this. What is it?
Well, this here RV is a 2008 Forest River Georgetown model Class A gas RV. It's a big old mouthful. It is about 35 feet on sticker length, but when we measured it, it was closer to 37 feet long. A monster. A real monster, a monster truck. Yeah, it's definitely a monster truck.
Why this may seem like a very impulsive idea to buy a motorhome, we have our reasoning for it, and we'll tell you guys later in the video.
Ooh, cliffhanger. Stick around. All right, so you guys have seen the outside. I've done some B-roll footage, the best I can, because where it's parked. Why don't you go ahead and give us a tour on the inside?
Let's go. And welcome to the RV. Here are the two captain's chairs. They swivel around and kind of make a family room whenever the RV is parked. Above the chairs here, there is a large TV that has a DVD player and everything, so we can watch movies, cable, I guess whatever they have at the campgrounds. It's been a while since we've been to one. So this right here is our largest slide out, and it does have our couch and our dinette. Again, it's the largest one, and it makes a lot of more space in here, and it makes it feel really nice. Now behind you is our kitchen. It has a lot more space than our old one did in our old camper, so that is something that was a definite plus in here. It does have our stove and cooktop. It has a double sink with covers on it, which makes it look all nice. And then an over-the-range microwave that actually has a convection oven built into it. So that'll be something new for me to try out. We do have storage along the top here and above the dinette. And that will hopefully be enough for our pantry and our dishes and that type thing. So now we're going to head to the back where the RV bunks and the bedroom is. One of the best things about this camper is that it has a set of bunks. We have two boys, so it fits perfectly our family, and they each have their own little kind of cubby space at the end of them, and they have their own DVD players, which is pretty awesome, pretty amazing. So they are absolutely tickled with all of that. As we come on back, we come to the bedroom. It has a nice wardrobe here with mirrors and everything on the one side, and then the other side is a king size bed. It is a king short. That is something that I had to figure out, but it is a king size bed for a RV. That seems to be pretty rare. And then we have plenty of room for our clothes and things. We have storage above the bed as well as the wardrobes. And there is a space for the TV if somebody likes to watch TV in bed. We're not really that type, but it is in here as well. So heading back towards the front, we hit our bathroom. And here it is to the side. It has enough room for the toilet, the sink, and a stand-up shower. It has a nice skylight, so it always has a nice amount of light in the bathroom. Alright, and let's get back towards the front. And that concludes the tour of our RV.
So I have chosen this spot not because it's my favorite area of the RV, but this is the control center. This is the area where you can normally just check for your gray water, black water, freshwater tank, battery capacity, and propane. But this is also the area that we control the slide outs. So this is our first time ever having a camper or a motorhome that has slide outs. So it's something that is new to us. And I guess we just went all out because this one has 4. There is a slide out for the couch and dinette. There's a slide out for the kitchen, a slide out for the bunk beds and the wardrobes back here, and then the master bed also slides out. Crazy. Probably crazy with a K. So those are all controlled here. It's a hydraulic system. I'm not going to go into details with that just yet because I'm still learning everything and educating myself on the ins and outs. Thankfully they all work. There's no problems. But I just want to learn as much as I can about the system in case we ever have any issues. This is also the area where you can control the water heater, whether it goes to propane or electric, and then something that's called Arctic or PAC, no clue, and then water and pump. I guess I have some more learning to do. So I've got you guys up here, not because we're about to hit the road just yet, but to talk about the actual truck version of this whole apparatus. So this is a Ford F53 chassis. The engine is the V10 Triton engine. Being that this is a 2008 model, it is not the bad version Triton, so it is a 3-valve, I'm pretty sure, which is also good for other reasons. If you ever look up about Tritons and you hear bad stuff, this is supposed to be a really good model year. Being a V10 means that it's also a gas engine, so no diesel or anything like that. And this is a front engine RV. So you have basically 2 different styles of RVs where your engine is in the front or the rear. Most commonly, diesels are in the back, gas is up front. And so that's what we have here. I'm sure there'll be a lot of other things that I show and tell in different videos, but for now, I guess that's it from Truck Town on the RV. Alright, so you've had the tour. Now we get to talk about what's wrong with the RV.
Well, we will have a list that we will put on the screen so you can kind of see everything, because we're likely to forget something. But what are the major things?
So the major things we could identify and we knew before we ever purchased this, and we took into account with our negotiation on price, was that only 2 of the 120 volt outlets in the entire motorhome worked. That was the microwave and the one in the bathroom. Every single other outlet in here is dead. Not sure why, but they're dead. The seller said it had been that way for many years as well, and they didn't really have any information for us.
The other thing is a cosmetic issue with the roof. Or I guess not the roof, it's the ceiling on the inside. It's kind of puckered because it's been wet before, because this had a tree fall on it a couple of years ago, and before they were able to get it fixed, it did get wet. But now it's completely fixed, and then you just have the cosmetic part that doesn't really look the best with it.
So you guys are probably cringing at that. Oh my gosh, you bought something that a tree had fallen on. It was one of the big things that we did also get a lot of information from the seller about, you know, did it have any kind of salvage title, severe damage, what's the story? And you said it was fixed, but how fixed is it? They give us the receipts where Camping World did all of the repairs 2 years ago, and those repairs were expensive, like $15,000. So I'm glad we did not have to do that at all. But it has been done and fixed on the outside. What we're left with on the inside is more cosmetic. So things that look like something's bad and wrong have been fixed, but they still look bad.
I don't think they're that bad.
They bug me. My OCD or CDO,
I just don't see it.
they bug me. And it's one of the things that as you saw the footage, you probably were like, what is that? What is that? What's going on? Especially if you have any kind of experience with RVs or campers, you will know you always want to look for leaks or signs of leaks, because those are terrible.
They are.
Another thing on our fixed list is water, which you did some investigation while we were looking at it that day while I was underneath the coach looking at engine and drivetrain. So I'll let you talk about the water stuff that you know is wrong.
In checking the water, I hooked it up and I checked the kitchen sink, and it was leaking from underneath the faucet somewhere. Couldn't really pinpoint where, but we knew it was the faucet, so it was something that would be too bad to fix.
Right. From what we could tell, there are drips from the sink faucet here in the kitchen. Outside at the water filter and the outdoor shower, it was also dripping. So there are things to fix. What we were really looking for is for the lines to get pressurized and make sure we didn't have a waterfall under the RV, which we did not have. So that's good. Again, we're not entirely sure because you never know for sure. So we'll have to do the tests and everything, replace the faucet and all of that. But initially, those are the things we know as far as water related that we have to fix.
The other thing on our list is more of a maintenance thing, and that's the engine maintenance.
Yes, this probably falls more into my area of concern and handling, but you're going to be drugged through it just as well. You're not getting out of it. But the engine itself only has 71,000 miles, which could either be low mileage or high mileage, depending on how you view things. I view it as accurate, good mileage. For the model year being a 2008, 71,000 miles means this has actually been used. It's been taken on the road. It is not just set in someone's driveway and just rotted. I didn't want that. I don't want an RV that is such the age of this one with only 20,000 miles. In talking with the seller, we actually found out that they took this RV to Canada last year, late fall, so it at least had one big road trip under its belt, which was a good relief for me. Now, of course, there is going to be maintenance things that have to be done and that I want to do, especially before we hit the road. I definitely think that it's easier to do all the work that we can possibly do now at home with our workshop, our tools, and our house comfortably over there than to try and do it on the side of the road. So that means things such as changing the engine oil, the transmission oil and filter, coolant flush, new hoses, probably water pump, serpentine belt, tensioners, idlers, all of that. All of that stuff I want to change, get good, and be perfect. That also is going to mean brakes and tires, at least to be inspected. That's not something I'm going to be doing, or you, I guess. We're going to take it to a truck shop to have the brakes, tires, and stuff like that looked at. So I want to make sure that this, since it is like a truck and camper in one, that the truck is not going to break down on us and leave us stranded. The camper stuff we can deal with. You know, on the road, if something happens, that's a lot easier to deal with than if the whole thing just won't go because of a mechanical issue. Okay, so the elephant in the room. Wow, how impulsive, Angela. You decided to buy a motorhome. Angela, how did you come up with this idea, Angela?
It was all Sam, mostly.
It mostly was. I mean, for the past many, many years, I have always pointed out school bus conversions and said, hey, how cool would it be? And wow, wouldn't it be nice? Well, after I guess first of all, you came around to the idea.
I was coming around to it, trying to look up more information on it and different ways of doing it.
Yeah, so once she warmed up to it and I realized, sweet, I've passed the first gate, I then started to think more logically and practical and think, wait a second, maybe you should look at motorhomes that need work, so it'll be in your budget and your price point, but that also are a little more set up than converting an old bus. Might be a little more comfortable too. So that's how we ended up with a motorhome. Originally, I was thinking school bus, and reality and practicality kicked in, and this is what we got.
So why now? Why have you decided now is the time for us to get one of these?
Oh, all right. Get you some Kleenex handy. This is going to hit you in the feels. Elijah's our oldest son, and he is 12 years old. In a couple of weeks, he'll be 12. And I have a nephew who just recently turned 16, who has a license, a job, and just his own life. And if for whatever reason, a couple of weeks ago, it just clicked, you've got 4 years left, and that'll be your son, who will have his own life, his own things he wants to do, and it's going to be harder to schedule family memory trips at that point than it is now. So that was kind of a kick in the seat of the pants. Kind of a motivator, you know? Like, are we going to do this? We've only got 4 years. So we might as well do this if we're going to. Now you can talk about how you were able to afford this.
We were able to afford this because we have been saving for a couple of years now for something like this. So it just came at the right time, and now we are ready to get this thing fixed so we can get out there and see all kinds of historical places and awesome places with the boys.
Oh yeah. So you're not a trust fund baby in secret?
No.
Dang, I've been hoping for the past 15 years. And, oh well. Wait, it's been 20 years.
It has been 20. Well, guys, if you're interested in this and want to see what we're doing next and how we're fixing this and what we're doing with it,
what trouble we discover,
then stick around. We will have more videos on it, as this is our big project right now. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time in the RV.
See you guys.
Bye.
So why don't you tell them what it does? So this is a Class A.
No, you do it.
All I'm doing is talking, though. You don't talk much.
That's fine. With a nice sunroof. Not a sunroof. Sunlight.
Skylight.
Skylight. While it may seem...
Wait. Okay, I'm ready.
So in checking the water, we put the water...
So a little bit of details about this. It is a Ford FD...
While it may seem like a very... spontaneous...
Impulsive?
Okay.
It is a Ford F53...
We have our TV up here that is a TV.
So this is a 2008 Ford F53 V8. Dang it. It's hard to tell with the video how tall the RV is usually. There's the bottom of the awning arm. It's pretty much above my head. This thing is tall. Our carport here has 9-foot sidewalls and 12.5 feet peak. This RV is too tall to even think about fitting under here, even if we didn't have the gable closed in up there. So, yikes, stripes. Go big or go home, huh? So, we'll have to figure out where we're going to put this thing long term though. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Got any questions or comments? You know what to do. I am done getting my B-roll footage. Going in the house.